Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the 107th edition of the Indian Science Congress in Bengaluru on Friday. Addressing the gathering, he congratulated the scientists for helping improve India's ranking in the Innovation Index. Stressing on the need to transform the landscape of Indian science, technology and innovation, the Prime Minister said India's growth story depends on its success in science and technology sector. He called upon scientists to follow 4 steps: innovate, patent, produce and prosper to lead the country towards faster development.
My motto for the young scientists is, this country is innovate, patent, produce and prosper. These 4 steps will lead our country towards faster development. If we innovate, we will patent, and that in turn, we will make our production smoother. And when we take these products to the people of our country, I'm sure they will prosper.
The Prime Minister said the government is continuing its efforts to ensure the ease of doing science and effectively using information technology to reduce red tape.
भारत के विकास में, विशेष तौर पर ग्रामीण विकास में टेक्नोलॉजी की उपयोगिता को हमें और व्यापक बनाना है। आने वाला दशक भारत में साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी आधारित गवर्नेंस के लिए एक डिसाइसिव समय होने वाला है। देयर इज ए नीड फॉर रिवॉल्यूशन इन टेक्नोलॉजी असिस्टिंग एग्रीकल्चर प्रैक्टिसेस. Can we find farmer-centric solutions to the problems of stock burning, for instance? Can we also redesign our brick kilns for reduced emissions and greater energy efficiency? बीते 5 वर्षों में रूरल डेवलपमेंट को देश के सामान्य मानवी ने महसूस किया है, अनुभव किया है. स्वच्छ भारत अभियान से लेकर आयुष्मान भारत तक दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी योजनाएं जो आज इफेक्टिव डिलीवरी के लिए सराही जा रही हैं, उनके पीछे की ताकत अगर कोई है तो वो है टेक्नोलॉजी और गुड इफेक्टिव गवर्नेंस के लिए हमारी प्रतिबद्धता.
Calling technology the strength of the Jal Jeevan mission, the Prime Minister called it the responsibility of the scientists to develop cheap and effective technology to recycle water.
एक बहुत बड़ा अभियान जल जीवन मिशन शुरू किया गया है. इस अभियान की ताकत भी टेक्नोलॉजी है. अब यह आपका दायित्व है कि पानी की रिसाइकलिंग और रीयूज के लिए प्रभावी और सस्ती टेक्नोलॉजी कैसे विकसित करें. देश ने सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक मुक्ति पाने का संकल्प लिया है ताकि अपने पर्यावरण को, हमारे पशुओं, हमारी मछलियों को, हमारी मिट्टी को हम बचा सकें. लेकिन प्लास्टिक का सस्ता और टिकाऊ और कुछ नया विकल्प तो आपको खोजना होगा.
The Prime Minister also added that after a successful space program, scientists will now focus on deep sea exploration. He also launched the Indian Science, Technology and Engineering Facilities Map Portal. Union Minister Harshvardhan, Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa and several other dignitaries were also present on the occasion.
Our Prime Minister has always said that the road to progress and inclusive and sustainable development goes through science and its applications, whether they are in health, whether they are in food, whether they are in energy, whether they are in environment.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah said on Friday that the government will not budge on its decision to implement the Citizenship Amendment Act, despite the opposition's misinformation campaign. Addressing a gathering in Jodhpur, Amit Shah confirmed that the Citizenship Amendment Act was not against the minorities. He also launched an awareness program under which the BJP will take out 500 rallies across the country to reach out to 3 to 4 crore people. He also challenged the opposition for a discussion on the CAA while accusing it of spreading misinformation on the act. The Home Minister also asserted that there was no provision in the Citizenship Amendment Act to take away anybody's citizenship.
महात्मा गांधी जी का वादा था। क्या गांधी जी सांप्रदायिक थे? देश की संसद में जवाहरलाल नेहरू ने कहा था कि जो हिंदू और सिख आए हैं उनको हम नागरिकता देंगे, इसको यहां बसाएंगे। क्या वो भी सांप्रदायिक थे? सरदार पटेल, मौलाना आजाद, राजेंद्र बाबू, ये सारे लोगों ने कहा था, मगर कांग्रेस पार्टी वोट बैंक के डर से हिम्मत नहीं कर रही। एक 56 इंच की छाती वाला आदमी नरेंद्र मोदी है।
And top BJP leaders, led by party president Amit Shah, have decided to start a massive drive to make people aware and also mobilize support for the Citizenship Amendment Act. In the 10-day-long exercise, which is starting the 5th of January, BJP leaders will visit households across the country. Home Minister Amit Shah will be in the national capital, while party working president JP Nadda will visit households in neighbouring Ghaziabad on the first day of the campaign. Other union ministers who will launch campaigns include Nitin Gadkari in Nagpur, Rajnath Singh in Lucknow, Nirmala Sitharaman in Jaipur. Speaking to the media, BJP General Secretary Anil Jain said Muslims have no reason to worry over any citizenship exercise, be it the NPR or the NRC. In fact, the BJP General Secretary also accused opposition parties of misleading the minorities by stoking their fears and concerns for their political reasons.
देश में जो घर घर संपर्क अभियान है, इसके तहत हमने 5 तारीख को लॉन्चिंग का कार्यक्रम रखा है। 5 तारीख को एक साथ पार्टी के सभी वरिष्ठ नेता कहीं ना कहीं घर घर संपर्क अभियान प्रारंभ करेंगे और उसमें माननीय अमित शाह जी दिल्ली से, श्री जगत प्रकाश नड्डा जी जो हमारे कार्यकारी अध्यक्ष हैं वो गाजियाबाद से, माननीय राजनाथ सिंह जी लखनऊ से, नितिन गडकरी जी नागपुर से, ऐसे सभी वरिष्ठ नेता और सभी मुख्यमंत्री, पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री, उप मुख्यमंत्री इस कार्यक्रम का शुभारंभ करेंगे।
Union Minister Piyush Goyal also accused the opposition parties of instigating youngsters on the Citizenship Amendment Act and triggering violence by spreading wrong perception about the new law. Speaking at an event in Mumbai on Friday, Piyush Goyal alleged that the Congress has become directionless and in its bid to remain relevant, it is trying to spread rumors and also spark violence in the country. He reiterated that the CAA won't take away the citizenship of any Indian.
मैं समझता हूं विपक्ष शायद कंफ्यूज्ड है या एक डेलिब्रेट प्लान के हिसाब से कोशिश कर रहा है कि जनता को कंफ्यूज किया जाए इस सिटीजनशिप अमेंडमेंट एक्ट के बारे में। गलतफहमियों के आधार पर अलग अलग स्थानों पे हिंसा की भी वारदात करने की कोशिश की। देश भर में हमारे नेता, हमारे कार्यकर्ता लोगों से संपर्क करेंगे। अंदाजन 3 करोड़ परिवारों के साथ अगले 10 दिन में संपर्क होगा और जो गलतफहमियां प्रसिद्ध करने की कोशिश हुई है उसको हम खत्म करने के लिए प्रयास करेंगे।
In some other news, the National Human Rights Commission has issued a notice to the Rajasthan government over the death of more than 100 infants at a state-run hospital in Kota since the beginning of December. Taking so more to cognizance of media reports, the Human Rights Panel observed that the painful death of children in such a large number is a matter of grave concern. In a statement released on Friday, the Commission said the state is duty-bound to provide basic necessary medical care to its citizens. In fact, the NHRC has sought a detailed report within 4 weeks from the Chief Secretary of Rajasthan, including on the steps being taken to address the issue and also to ensure that in future, children do not die due to lack of infrastructure and health facilities at state-run hospitals. Meanwhile, a high-level team of experts visited the J.K. Lon Hospital in Kota on Friday, comprising of a multidisciplinary team, including top pediatrician. The team will support the state government for gap analysis and quick measures that need to be taken. Based on these results, they will develop a joint action plan for providing required technical and financial support to the facility through the National Health Mission and also the State Medical Education Department. Rajasthan Health Minister Raghu Sharma also visited the hospital in Kota on Friday. He assured that any negligence on part of the hospital authorities will not be tolerated. This amid multiple reports that the condition of the infrastructure at the hospital remains in a worse condition. The medical facilities are ill-equipped to handle the number of young patients at the government hospital.
हमारा जितने भी यहाँ इक्विपमेंट्स हैं, चाहे वेंटिलेटर है, नेबुलाइजर है, चाहे और जो भी इक्विपमेंट्स की यहाँ जरूरत है, 15 जनवरी तक वो अपडेट हो जाएंगे। अभी हमने ऑर्डर भी दे दिया है। पैसे की व्यवस्था यहाँ पे है, जैसा मंत्री जी ने कहा 6 करोड़ रुपए यहाँ मौजूद है। तो हमारे इंटेंशन में किसी तरह की कोई आपको कमी नजर नहीं आनी चाहिए।
व्यवस्था बिल्कुल सही नहीं है और अभी काम हो रहा है वो भी कोई सही नहीं हो रहा है। संतोषजनक काम नहीं है अभी भी। अभी मंत्री जी आ रहे हैं, इस वजह से आपको ऐसा दिख रहा है कुछ काम हो रहा है, अन्यथा कुछ काम नहीं है।
कुछ व्यवस्था नहीं है, ना हीटर है ना कुछ है। क्या 3 क्या मतलब ना बच्चे एक बेड पे पड़े हुए हैं, इसलिए संक्रमण हो रहे हैं यहाँ पे लोग। क्या व्यवस्था नाम की चीज नहीं है। लोग ठंड से मारे जा रहे हैं बेचारे गरीब लोग।
कुछ भी नहीं है, साफ सफाई 2 दिन तक शाम रह जाए और रात को दूसरा ना लाए 13,500 का वो आने थे। वो हीटर जब 4.5 बड़ा पलंग जाने जाके घर में यही वहाँ का दूसरा।
Time for a short break here, but more news and updates will continue on the other side. Do stay with us.
Watch Policy Watch with me at 10 p.m. only on Rajya Sabha television.
Among the inseparable identity of Delhi, Qutub Minar has stood by the test of times and elements. Struck by lightning a few times, the 240-meter star suffered damages on its top story. Firoz Shah Tughlaq and Sikandar Lodi had commissioned the repair under their rule, but the damage most remembered was the one in the 19th century, when an earthquake had damaged the topmost story in 1803. The responsibility of the repair was given to a British officer, Major Robert Smith, who had placed a pillared cupola on the top of the minaret. After massive criticism, the then Governor General Harding ordered the cupola to be removed. It was reinstalled at the ground level to the east of Qutub Minar. It still remains there, known as Smith's Folly.
Watch The Big Picture with me, Vishal Dahiya, at 9:30 p.m. on Rajya Sabha TV.
Welcome back. You're watching News Tonight. In a big relief to those living in unauthorized colonies in Delhi, Union Housing and Urban Development Minister Hardeep Singh Puri handed over conveyance deeds and also registry papers of houses to 20 residents. The documents were given to residents from unauthorized colonies in Raja Vihar and Suraj Park that fall under Rohini Assembly constituency. Terming the event as ceremonial, Hardeep Puri said that in the coming days, more residents of unauthorized colonies will be given conveyance deeds and registry papers. Move to regularize such colonies is likely to benefit around 40 lakh residents in Delhi. Until now, around 57,000 people have registered themselves with the portal of the Delhi Development Authority. The minister said a special development fund will also be created to build social development infrastructure in 1,731 colonies.
स्पेशल डेवलपमेंट फंड बनेगा और जो सोशल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है इन कॉलोनियों के लिए सड़कों का और बाकी जो सुविधाएं हैं हम उस फंड से बना के देंगे और ये जल्द से जल्द काम खत्म किया जाएगा।
काफ़ी वक्त से हम तलाश में थे कि कैसे ये मोदी जी हमारी समस्या को सुने, जैसे 370 हटाया या फिर और बहुत अच्छे कार्य किए उन्होंने। भाई हमको उम्मीद थी कि ये भी कार्य करें, उन्होंने ये करके दिखा दिया। सबसे बड़ी बात ये हमारे को महसूस हुई और इसमें कम बजट में मतलब 24 लाख रुपए जहां आदमी के लगने थे रजिस्ट्री में, उसमें हमारे समथिंग 19,400 रुपए में ये सारा कुछ करके दिया है हमारे को।
The Uttar Pradesh government has sent a report to the centre seeking a ban on Popular Front of India for indulging in violence during last month's anti-CAA protests. PFI's Uttar Pradesh head Wasim and 16 other activists have been arrested for their alleged role in the violence during the anti-CAA protests. The UP police said they have enough evidence of PFI's involvement in the recent violence during protests in Lucknow and several other districts of the state. Report says that PFI was actively involved in violence, because of which 25 of PFI's members have been arrested.
PFI जो है वो सक्रिय रूप से इसमें इन्वॉल्व रहा है। यही कारण है कि हमने 25 उनके सक्रिय मेंबर्स को गिरफ्तार किया। हमारे पास एम्पल प्रूफ्स हैं, डॉक्यूमेंटेशंस हैं, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फुटप्रिंट्स हैं, हमारे पास डेटा एक्सट्रैक्शंस के जितने भी वो हैं उन सबों से हमें ये प्रतीत होता है कि उनका इन्वॉल्वमेंट रहा है। उन्होंने बहुत ही सक्रिय रूप से मोबिलाइज किया है और इस मोबिलाइजेशन में PFI का हाथ रहा है और यही कारण है कि हमने गृह विभाग को अनुरोध किया है कि हम इस पर अग्रिम कार्रवाई करें।
India has strongly condemned vandalism at the revered Nankana Sahib Gurdwara in Pakistan. In a statement, the Ministry of External Affairs said that strong action must be taken against those behind the desecration of Nankana Sahib Gurdwara and attack on the Sikh community in Pakistan. The statement said that the members of the minority Sikh community have been subjected to acts of violence in the holy city of Nankana Sahib, which is the birthplace of Sri Guru Nanak Dev. The Ministry of External Affairs also called upon the Pakistani government to take immediate steps to ensure the safety, security, and the welfare of the Sikh community. They also asked them to take all measures to protect and preserve the sanctity of the holy Nankana Sahib Gurdwara. And tensions escalated between the United States of America and Iran after a U.S. drone strike killed Qasem Soleimani, the head of Iran's Revolutionary Guards. Soleimani was killed in a U.S. strike in Iraq's capital of Baghdad. The Pentagon confirmed the strike, saying it came at the direction of the U.S. president. The deputy chief of Iraq's powerful Rashid al-Shabi paramilitary force and some local Iran-backed militias were also killed in the strike. The leader of the Popular Mobilization Forces, Abu Mehdi al-Muhandis, who was a close associate of Soleimani, was also killed in the attack. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani has said that Iran and other freedom-seeking countries in the region will now take revenge. And amid the rising tensions in West Asia, India has appealed for calm to both Iran and the US amid rising tensions between both countries. Reacting to the killing of a top Iranian commander by the US, India said on Friday that the increase in tension has alarmed the entire world. The External Affairs Ministry asserted in a statement, and I quote, "We have noted that a senior Iranian leader has been killed by the US. The increase in tension has now alarmed the world. Peace, stability, and security in this region is of utmost importance to India. It is vital that the situation does not escalate further. India has consistently advocated restraint and continues to do so." Unquote. Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison has called off his 4-day visit to India starting 13 January due to devastating bushfires in several parts of his country. Morrison was scheduled to hold extensive bilateral talks with Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his visit. The Australian Prime Minister was also scheduled to deliver the inaugural address at the Raisina Dialogue, the flagship annual lecture series organized by the Ministry of External Affairs. Earlier, Prime Minister Modi had a telephonic conversation with his Australian counterpart, during which he conveyed his heartfelt condolences on behalf of all Indians on the damage to life and property in Australia due to the severe and prolonged bushfires. He also offered India's unstinted support to Australia and the Australian people who are bravely facing this unprecedented natural calamity. And some news about environment and climate change. WHO estimates that climate change is expected to cause approximately 250,000 additional deaths every year between 2030 and 2050. Of these, 38,000 are likely to occur due to heat exposure in elderly people, 48,000 due to diarrhea, 60,000 due to malaria, and 95,000 due to childhood malnutrition. Climate change also impacts mental health. For instance, exposure to extreme weather events increases the risk of anxiety and also depression, disproportionately affecting people who already suffer from pre-existing mental disorders. This leads us to realize the grave need to include the impact of climate change while planning our health strategies. And that's it from us in this bulletin. Thank you for your time.